a patient that's going through cancer, they just got diagnosed. There's two things that they have in their mind. They're confused and scared. They go to the doctor doesn't help at all. All he does is scares them more and confuses them more, gives them less information than they ask for. They don't get straight up information. It's a bunch of BS. And we want to be that resource where they can come to us and get data research and not be scared and not be confused, and make it simple and let them talk to other people that have gone through this before.
Yes.
Because that's hope.
That's
hope is a beautiful thing.
It sure is.
Welcome to Season 6 of the Cannabis Truth Podcast, where we speak the language of cannabis freely and uncensored while educating our audience on safe use of this live plant therapy. You should know what's in your cannabis, what's good and what's not, because cannabis does not come with an FDA stamp of approval, yet. The information you will find here comes straight from scientists and clinicians doing the work and reporting their findings in reputable outlets. Hopefully, we can inspire you to research the facts as we know them today. Cannabis is an amazing alternative in health remedies, with the potential to alleviate typical disease problems and troubling side effects, even those caused by synthetic prescriptions. Here now is the host of the Cannabis Truth Podcast. She is a 21st century cannabis shaman, not a doctor, not a scientist. Raised by nuns and wolves in the verdant cattle pastures of the Oklahoma oil fields, here to amplify the truth of this great big story of cannabis in historical, political, scientific, and spiritual terms, so you can make educated decisions about the medicine you choose to ingest. Please welcome Honey Smith Walls.
So here we are. Hi, everybody, and hello, Jim. It's so sweet to have you here on the Cannabis Truth Podcast. Thanks for sharing some time with us, and I'm just delighted that you could come. Won't you introduce yourself to everybody and tell them why you're here?
Great. Yeah, I'm excited to be here also. Happy Monday. I'm the co-founder of a program called Cancer Playbook, powered by Whole Health Oncology. And
powered by who?
Whole Health Oncology.
Whole Health Oncology. Okay.
Yeah, that's our parent company that manages the data that we collect, and we're a data processing company.
Okay.
And specifically for cannabis versus cancer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic news.
Yeah. So we've been doing this in different forms for the last 4 or 5 years. My son's a cancer survivor. And during his treatment, I recognized the benefits of cannabis oil. During and also after treatment, when he was finished with chemo and everything, he had 9 prescriptions, and using cannabis oil, he eliminated 5 of them. Just like that.
Wow.
Or I didn't know anything about it except you could smoke a joint and catch a buzz and be good. But
just recreational.
I knew the rec side of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
But also I started realizing this is amazing, and I want to learn more. And I lived in California at the time, so I was in the right place. And another friend, son had Crohn's, really bad, and all these bad, you can't do anything, and it's no cure and nothing like that. And he was getting ready to go in the hospital. He got on some oil, and within 2 weeks, he was eating ribeye steaks and eating food and going to school, and it's just turned his whole life around completely. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? So that's when I started a little program that was trying to help patients out and trying to educate them. And I was trying to figure the best way to do that legally. And I had a company that I invested in. It's called X Cures. And
X
Cures.
All right.
Yeah, they're a cancer-based company that is started by a gentleman that runs a nonprofit called Cancer Commons. His name is Marty Tannenbaum.
Okay.
And Marty's started the very first e-commerce transaction ever. Yeah. So he got that going back in the day. He kind of got everybody on the same page, UPS, Bank of America, and some other supplier, and he put everybody together. And so
I don't know how he did that, since it's still illegal federally to do commerce across the state.
No. This is on e-commerce, not on cannabis.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know.
It's okay.
No, not on anything, like before Amazon. Before,
oh my glory!
Yeah.
In the early days, the beginning of the e-commerce.
Yes, he started that movement.
Wow!
So he was very supportive, because I also run a charity called Early Recognition is Critical. My son Eric. That's it.
I saw that.
That's it. That's my son, and he's 32 years old now. But he started this journey at 8 with a brain tumor that was misdiagnosed, and we brought him to the doctor 8 times in 6 months, and they kept calling it sinusitis, and it was just everything else but a brain tumor. And then finally, a friend of mine convinced us to go get a CAT scan, and
that had to terrify you.
It did. It really terrified me at 8. Yeah, and really the only thing that really relieved the stress and anxiety was, we met a family that had a daughter that was 8 that had a brain tumor similar to Eric's. It was benign, thank God, but it still grew extra large, and she was great. She was running around having a good time, and I was it brought hope to me, and that's a lot of what our program does also.
Right. And that's at teameric.org.
That is teameric.org. Thank you so much.
Team Eric. ERIC.
Team Eric. And we do what Eric started out doing in 2012 was I wanted to get eyeballs on our program, which was be active, be body aware, speak up.
Yes.
That was it. And that was what we did. And I thought, what's the best way to get it out to as many people as we can? Because we were kind of working with youth initially, thinking if we could teach the youth, and they can tell their parents, and the parents can tell their parents, and it can kind of go viral that way. So we started doing clinics in middle schools, and we would go in and we talk about being active, being body aware, and speaking up. And we used ultimate frisbee, which is a sport that I've played my whole life. And because you don't have referees in ultimate frisbee, so you're playing a game like football without the contact. It's passing the frisbee, and there's no referee, so you have to call your own foul. So we would teach them how to play this sport called ultimate frisbee, at the same time tying it to how to speak up in life when something was wrong with your body. So,
that's amazing. I had no body awareness for the first 60 years of my life. None.
Nobody does. They don't They don't teach you in school at all.
What is that?
We did.
Yeah.
They don't want you to know. They want you to watch a commercial on TV and go, oh, wait, I think I have that symptom. I'm going to the doctor and ask for Zozempic.
So right.
It's so sad.
It is.
That's what we deal with. So, yeah, Eric really went well. We did, I usually go big or go home. And so we did over 150,000 kids.
Oh, my gosh.
All the way right up till March 2020, as you can imagine why we had to quit doing it. But it gave me a really good chance to move on from that.
Yeah.
Kept Eric going. Now Eric is the lead of this whole healthcare disruption program that we have going on.
Sick care disruption, you mean?
No, it's healthcare with the THC in it.
There it is. I love that.
And there's no healthcare without THC. That's the only
THC.
real health. Here.
I love that. Oh, that's great. Oh, I love it. Great T-shirt.
Yeah, we sell these shirts too.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Can we get them at teameric.org?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Audience, go get your health care T-shirt that says no health. Is that what it says? No health care without THC?
No, it just says powered by
health care. Yeah,
powered by
with THC and green. That's so good. It's just so good.
It's really what we do, and so I started thinking, what's the best way to get medicine, the oil, to people around the country? And I live in Texas, and I was like, oh, this is not a great state to start, but Oklahoma was just north of us, and they were kind of the wild west, and they have over 300,000 medical marijuana patients with cards, which is a lot for
I'm from Tulsa. I'm a Tulsa girl, so I love that you're talking about Oklahoma.
Right on. I'll be very nice about talking about Oklahoma.
That's okay. I was raised by nuns and wolves in that state, so I know all about the naughty people over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like Australia a little bit,
Yeah.
They send people there, when they don't want it anywhere else, because nobody would move there intentionally, right?
Oh! Especially not after the Dust Bowl. That's right. God.
No, so I got a hold of a girl named Jamie, and Jamie currently still works for us. She's a huge part of what we do. But she had been part of a program in Oklahoma where they were getting discounted full extract cannabis oil for cancer patients.
Yeah.
They called it RSO because a lot of people call it RSO.
They just know that term now. Rick Simpson oil.
RSO is a brand name for everybody out there.
Right.
It's like calling everything Google. You don't Google stuff, you search it. But yeah, the Uber ride. No, it's ride share. You know what I mean? So FECO is the word, full extract cannabis oil. It's been around thousands of years. You can't really argue with that, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so we started looking at how we can work together. They had a program where they were just giving dispensaries grams of syringes of FECO, and they were giving them away for $1 to anybody that said they had cancer. And then next thing you know, it'd all be gone. And I was like, so were you collecting any data or anything? They were like, no. I was like, do you want to start another program where we collect data? So we started doing that a couple years ago. So now we have data from people that have been going through the program for a couple, whatever period of time. And every week they answer questions about how the FECO is helping them with what symptoms, things like that. So we have these patterns that we can run through AI and help other people. So what we do is collect these patient-reported outcomes, and then we cycle them back through to help the next patient. So
Jim, are you called an actuarial scientist? Is that the...
I'm a psychoscientist, maybe. No, but not me at all. But we have Ryan Castle, who we'll talk about here in a little bit, is basically. He is our head researcher and very scientific. I just am a visionary.
That's the guy who does all the data in the
I'm
science.
A visionary, yeah. I got my brain
all...
that's all over the place and is always thinking of different ways to do stuff better and combining resources. And so we started this program in Oklahoma, and we have currently about 25 patients on it. We run them all the way through. We're getting ready to expand into Colorado. Excited about that. And then it'll be state to state. It's all about determining what we can do to encourage these people to help us collect their stories. And it's not easy, but gosh, we have some great stories. By discounting oils and giving them information on who would help them get oils cheaper, that's what's working right now. So if you're in Oklahoma, you can reach out to Jamie, and she can reach out to through the Cancer Playbook site, and you can sign up. And if you're a cancer patient, you can get started. We were at $1. We've recently gone up to $5 a gram, which is helping support transportation. It's so cheap. It's usually $35 to $40 a gram.
That's what I was just going to say. I just bought some FECO here in Michigan for about $40.
Yeah, we're in Michigan.
It's just a little teeny tiny, gram of it.
And hard to get it out.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yes.
I always buy. My daughter lives in the Ann Arbor area.
Oh, no kidding. Well, I'm up in Shelby Township, so that's about an hour north of Ann Arbor.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm up in the territory.
Going up in a couple of weeks.
Hot damn, I hope I get to see you. Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we can maybe do something like that. I'll be there for like 4 days.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, I don't want to horn in on your family time, but if you want to get together, I'd be happy to drive down there and have lunch and chat for a minute or anything. But
what would be cool is help us set up one of our coalitions up there, which involves normally a grower, an extractor, and some dispensaries. And
fantastic.
And transportation. Those are the 4 things that are required to make the program work.
Yes.
It's really no money out of anybody's pocket. We really don't want people to pay for it. We just want them to provide the services for us, because a grower can donate some flower to an extractor. The extractor makes the FECO. The FECO is transported to the dispensaries, and the patients go to the dispensaries and pick it up.
So up here in Michigan,
think about that.
They used to have a medical program before they went recreational, and they had over 300,000 people signed up. And as soon as rec came in, it went down to about 3,000 people, of which I am one.
Oh, wow.
So there's no education about, this kind
the
of
benefits of it.
Yeah.
But we have an educational program. We work with the Society of Cannabis Clinicians.
Oh, I love them. They are such a magnificent, and that was going to be one of my questions. Are you garnering lists of cancer doctors?
We have that whole group.
Who are in the cannabis industry too. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I call them, our ace in the hole.
They are. They're mine too. And I direct everybody to them who has serious medical problems.
Yeah, they have
outside of the typical aches and pains that you don't require a doctor dance for. You really have to have a serious medical professional to help you with these kind of issues.
Yeah,
best if they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, and they support our program.
Exactly.
And they really love this this meta-analysis that we just published, which I'd love to talk about that.
Please do. And can I get a copy of it to look at it?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can definitely. It's been published everywhere. We initially were trying to just create some research that can support us building playbooks for cancer patients. Because what we do is we collect patient-reported outcomes, and then we combine those. We clean them up, and then aggregate the data so it's easier to read, like a Cliff Notes. Oh,
sorry, he's just standing down here. I know. Do you have 3 or 4 of your own? I saw pictures. There they are. Oh,
it's Kira. She's all mine. She's my only, really. My son has 2 of them. My son Eric has 2, but she's a one-girl dog, and she wants to just she's it. So she's a wonderful person, dog too. She loves people, she loves dogs. She's just so much awesome. And we do dogs too with our program, Cancer Playbook for Dogs.
Oh my glory.
Yeah.
Oh my
cannabis
glory.
works so good. We have so many stories. So what we do is we build these playbooks by collecting PROs, is what we call them, patient-reported outcomes. And a patient-reported outcome could be one answer to one question. What kind of symptom did you have, and how did the FECO help you? Yeah. That's the patient-reported outcome. So it doesn't need to be a whole story. Our number one patient, his name is Dave Evans. He's fantastic, and I'd love to get him on one of these interviews. He speaks well and he interviews well, but he was our number one patient. He lived in Austin, Texas, and
I don't know if you guys survived down there in that backwards big old state.
Well, you know what? I have a house in Colorado, and I spend a lot of time going there.
Oh, there you go.
But in Austin, we have a place where my grandkid, down by them. So Dave is our next door neighbor, and Dave said, "Hey Jim, I just got diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma," and I was like, "Holy shit, Dave! Go next door in my bedroom. I've got some oil. Start doing it right away." So he started pumping it in right away. Overdid it. He got a great story about how he panicked when the cable guy came and everything like that. But he started dosing it up properly, like we talk about, and then he became something of an advocate for it. And now he's my partner. He works with us on this.
Wow.
Yeah. So he went full cycle, and Mayo Clinic said, "Dave, whatever you're doing, keep doing it." And he said, "When we're done, we want to talk to you about what you're doing, because it's working better than other people that aren't using it."
So I'm so glad Mayo Clinic took notice.
Yeah, they did. They're smart.
Snap my finger. Jim, that's because I took my meds this morning. I can't use, I've got arthritis real bad.
Good for you.
Neuropathy, but I snap my finger because I take my cannabis meds every day.
Hi, Honey Smith-Walls here. I'm host of the Cannabis Truth podcast, weekly for the past 6 years. But today I'm inviting you to a Facebook group called the Holistic Relief Summit in hopes that you too will come for the peace and stay for the epiphanies. It's a beautiful space for women to find all kinds of relief from all kinds of suffering. Come join us for free.
Well, hello, I'm Dr. Philip Blair, and I want to introduce you to Honey Smith Walls. And she recently had an experience with beta caryophyllene.
For years, I've been dealing with lots of arthritis pain and pain from neuropathy that has not been resolved through other prescriptive methods. As an advocate educator in the cannabis industry, I learn lots of interesting information about the compounds within the plants, and one of those turned out to be beta caryophyllene.
What was your first dose like?
I was gobsmacked. Absolutely gobsmacked. It has given me my future back.
I want to get it out to everybody too. I want to get it out to the whole world, as a matter of fact. It has so many mitigating factors for all the stresses of life and pain and diseases. It is unbelievable, the spectrum of care that it can provide.
Jim, that's because I took my meds this morning. I can't use, I've got arthritis real bad.
Good for you.
Neuropathy, but I
did too.
snap my finger because I take my cannabis meds every day.
I love it. Me too.
Otherwise, I'm just crippled in my
Oh
hand.
man, I have arthritis too, and I played hard when I was a kid. You know, I was a kid all the way up until I was like 55.
Yeah. I still see that kid in you.
No, I play hard, but I've settled down quite a bit, and I've got this. Okay, so we wanted to build this research to support our playbooks. My dream has always been collecting pros, patient-reported outcomes, plus research that support the pros equals playbook. That way, a patient that's going through cancer, they just got diagnosed. There's two things that they have in their mind. They're confused and scared. They go to the doctor. Doctor doesn't help at all. All he does is scares them more and confuses them more. Gives them less information than they ask for. They don't get straight up information. It's a bunch of BS. And we want to be that resource where they can come to us and get data research and not be scared and not be confused, and make it simple and let them talk to other people that have gone through this before.
Yes.
Because that's hope.
That's
hope is a beautiful thing.
This sure is.
It is so beautiful. And that's what I did when Eric was 8. You know, I got
and needed.
And I need gave me I'm like, I'm gonna freaking kick its ass now because I got what I need. I don't know if you've ever had anybody smoke on your podcast before.
Oh, go ahead. It's perfectly all right.
Okay, good. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's perfectly all right.
Yeah, it helps me. Like you said, it helps me. My mind. I don't know if it stays focused or goes the opposite direction, but one or the other will get that. And people go, "Well, are you high now?" I was like, I usually am always high, in a way. You know?
See, I'm usually I don't get high anymore. Because I was on FICO for too long, and my body just got used to it. I had a tumor growing out of a bridge that I had going on in my teeth.
Really?
And, it got to be the size of a great big garbanzo bean right here.
Was that before you started doing FICO?
No, I did FICO because of that.
Oh.
And then about I don't know, 3 months later, I felt it just kind of give, like, somebody stepped on it and the air went out of it. And I shot over to the dentist and he popped that little sucker out. Before that, they were talking about getting rid of all of my teeth.
Oh my God.
Because they couldn't get to it.
Really?
And having to do facial reconstruction, and massive. And I was like, oh shit, no, and these are all mine and I don't want to let any of them go. And so when they were able to relieve that tumor from my mouth, then I just don't have any more worries about it. But I haven't been high since.
Wow.
Because, my body got used to such high concentrations
I don't know,
THC.
like you said, maybe I should restate it. I get normal.
I get normal.
Yeah, I get normal. Me too. I do.
Right.
I smoke all day, and people are
Me
like,
too.
even my son is like, whoa. And I just, it's a habit. I've got to do something, and that's something that I enjoy doing. So
I don't think it's a habit for me. I think it's oh shit, my hands are hurting, or oh shit, I need some,
okay.
I need to settle my emotions down, or oh, I need some help concentrating on,
That's a good point. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But that's kind of what I mean too, though, is because it's my habits are based around those things, my needs. Right. Like I walk the dog. I have to go walk her after this podcast. She'll stare at me all day until I walk her, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing because I got to be honest. That's Cancer Playbook for Dogs is right here. It hits me right in the heart because I love dogs. They are so important, and you hear people talk about when they're losing them, and then it's a tough. You get one bad day, and you get thousands of great days.
That's right.
Thousands of beautiful, a lot of love.
I have 5 of them, and 4 of them sleep in a full-size bed, and one of them's 60 pounds. And I got to tell you, it's like trying to move a bull over.
That's last night. I gave her some hemp, and sometimes I give her a little too much, and then she'll get a little buzz, not really bad or nothing. She'll just be a little, skitty a little bit. I get it. And last night she just, like we have our system. We go outside, go to the bathroom together, and then she'll go to bed. But last night she jumped into bed and then she came right back out because I didn't come right in. I was like, what the heck? Then she went in and she laid right where I lay. And I was like, okay, you're going to be that way.
Of course.
Like move your ass over.
So you were talking about the Dog's Cancer Playbook. Is it a real playbook? I mean, you have
we have stories.
Or a book or something that we can get, that we can order.
Go to the cancerplaybook.org. Go to Cancer CP for Dogs, and it's right in there. And it talks all about different stories of different people that have had success using cannabis oil.
Okay, slow down just a minute and let's say that link again.
Okay.
Is it the cancer?
Nope. Cancerplaybook.org.
Okay.
Go there.
Cancerplaybook.org.
And then on one of the drop downs, it says for dogs.
Okay. And then we'll have a menu and you can find it for dogs.
You can have a menu, then you go there and it'll be right there. And that is, it's a beautiful place. You could share your story also. Yeah. But really just reading some of them are amazing. One of the things that we always point out is that that most of the people that start on cannabis start really late. They usually wait till the doctor says, you have stage 4 and nothing we're doing's working.
Right.
Or it's not working very well. And
and it's been illegal for 100 years.
Yeah. They wanted it that way. And they did a damn good job. I mean, if I was gonna take over the world, and I'd go pay off the medical schools tue. That's a great idea, right?
Yeah.
And they were probably pretty
rip
cheap.
Information out of the pharmacopoeia and out of their curriculum so that they would be ignorant of it.
Endocannabinoid system. Let's yank that shit out of there.
Let's get rid of it.
Let's don't even mention nutrition either.
Right. Yeah, let's not talk about what we eat or how Monsanto is in every seed that is planted that you're ingesting.
Oh, it's like gross.
What the fuck do we eat now?
No, it's ridiculous. And
I'm just like,
serious. It's terrible.
Scary. It's scary when you realize what's happening around the world and you put all the pieces together. How can we survive when these corporate heads are trying to kill us?
Well, my way of doing that is we bought. I've been very fortunate. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 8. And started selling cinnamon toothpicks in school.
Cinnamon toothpicks?
My grandma lived with me in like 1967, 68. And my grandma lived with me. She was awesome. And Grandma Anna. And she was my mom's mom. And my mom is currently 101 years old. So I got some pretty cool, some genes going. And from my mom's side for sure. And we made cinnamon toothpicks she owned a grocery store in her younger days. So, and she always lived with us. My dad would always make sure she had a room in our house. And so she would help me dip them in cinnamon and roll them in aluminum foil. And I'd take them to school and I'd sell them. And then I'd start going, and I had a business going, man. I'd bring it home and we'd get together and we'd count the money. And then I'd have a little toolbox. I'd carry it like a fish box,
tackle box.
Yeah. And then I had this store down the road from us. This is in St. Louis, Missouri. I was 8 years old. I was like third grade. And I would go into the store and buy candy. And then I asked him, I said, hey, I got people that would buy this. Can I just take this candy with me to the store and then I'll bring the money back later? And the guy knew I was a local kid. So he trusted me. He fronted me the candy. I would take it to school, sell it, go back after school, pay him, and then go home and show my grandma, hey, look what I did. So then
that is amazing.
You
really were a little entrepreneur.
I was.
You really were. You really got it.
Yeah, my grandma taught me how to be it. She was it was awesome. And then I turned into firecrackers.
Other stories. Jim, I live with my son and his two kids too. They're 10 and 11. So I love hearing how, she influenced you so heartily. And it's a precious story.
Yeah, it was great, man. And then it turned into fireworks and then drugs. But hey, it helped me start my business. And honestly, it would not have survived without it.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I just would have never survived. And I really wasn't employable because I was an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are unemployable. They're really not.
It's funny that you say that. I've had a couple of 9-to-5 jobs, but I have always been an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah.
Didn't start as young as you, but that's been my experience.
Well, you didn't have your grandma around.
Right. Exactly.
So everybody pay attention to what grandma says.
Yeah, no kidding.
Especially if she owned a grocery store back in her day, So the paper we wrote, we brought in a doctor, Dr. Marzoff. He's amazing. He brought whole health to the VA 25 years ago.
Ooh.
So he has that attitude, right?
Ooh, yeah.
So he joined our team, and we have an attorney. We have an AI specialist. He owns a company with 120 guys in Bangalore, India. We have our number one patient, Dave Evans, who's our technology and also our patient reported outcome specialist.
Nice.
We have a full research team. We really got a group of people that a lot of them have been working under equity alone. And we wrote this paper, and I thought I don't like writing papers. I like talking.
Yeah.
I can't write my son Eric writes real well, but I can't write that well. I just get distracted really easy, as you can tell. You can imagine what something I would write down would look like. And so we came together, and he said, Dr. Marzoff said, hey, we can't do anything until we plant our flag. And I was like, what does that mean? He said, we have to have our swords and shields ready to go when shit hits the fan, because this is really disruptive and people are going to come at us.
He could see that.
He knew it coming in. So I'm not going to say that he was wrong or right, but we built this platform around that. And when we published it, it went viral. He didn't really want us to promote it, but we did hire a PR company because I'm a marketing guy, and it blew up. It went over. Guardian picked it up right off the bat. Guardian's huge. Then Political picked it up. Then they syndicated it. Then it went to everybody else because Guardian picked it up. They started picking it up. AOL News, Apple News, CNN, Forbes. They just started coming.
That had to be thrilling.
I was excited. I'm still excited. It's only been out 2 weeks. It's now Frontiers is a pretty reputable, one of the top 5 publishing companies in the world. They're really well known, and we're the top 5% of articles ever written by all Frontier articles ever. We're in the top 5%.
Did you say that this article has only been out for a couple of weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh my glory! I can't wait to read it.
Yeah. I'll share that with you for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's really cool. Yeah,
I'm so proud for you, Jim. You have just really caught this tiger by the tail, and it's there is so much work to be done, and
so much work.
so proud and pleased that you've got a great handle on it, and it includes major media.
It really does. This went crazy. I'll show you just an example of what. This is the.
Oh yeah.
The Guardian, and that's the name of it is medical cannabis shows potential to fight cancer. Largest ever study finds. That's their promotion.
Largest ever study.
Largest ever study. Yep. And this is the actual meta-analysis. It's meta-analysis of medical cannabis outcomes and associations with cancer.
That's so important. It's so much important information.
Yeah, we've had over 15,000 views of this link, and we're at the article has more views than 95% of all Frontier articles ever written. Oh shit! Yeah, it blew up.
Oh my gosh!
A reason I'm bragging is because there was such an appetite for this.
Of course, people are sick and they're tired of feeling so shitty.
Yes,
and they're tired of more complications and problems and bad feelings from the meds they're taking.
Yep, and more meds and more meds. You can't even get off of them. There's systems
get off of them
that not allow you to get off of them. So yeah, I'll send you a link and we can share it during the podcast. And go to our website, cancerplaybook.org.
Cancerplaybook.org. Audience, take that down.
Yeah, share it.
Playbook.org.
Yeah, and tell your friends if they, there's a lot of cancer around right now, like everywhere. way too much.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's probably because we've been prohibited from using cannabis for 100 years, and our endocannabinoid system and OM is deficient in cannabinoids.
It's empty.
It's empty.
They used to feed animals hemp.
And we get it through our food, but they ripped it off the planet.
We're like, I feel great because I just got CBD.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we're just getting bamboozled, and we're getting to a point.
Yeah.
We're not putting up with it as much anymore.
No.
That's what I hope this does. And I'm kind of an advocate in my own way. I thought during this process, I started back when my son got sick, and I started the ERIC program. By the way, that's ericversuscancer.org or teameric.org.
Yes.
We really make it easy for people to find us.
Oh, that's great.
ERIC, early recognition is critical. And, honestly, it's still relevant today more than it was back then when I started it. Nobody else was saying it.
Right.
And all of a sudden the NFL got involved and people started saying, you know what, early recognition is important in different ways, but it's very relevant.
Well, I'm so glad to hear the NFL got involved.
They did. They did their own, but they didn't do ours. But they said the same thing. It was like catch cancer early.
Why did they go with cancer and not CTE?
They damn sure. That's what people ask me too.
Sorry.
They say, "What can you do something else?" I was like, "You know what?" I said, "I'll do cancer. You do that."
Yeah.
That's a big one. It's a big one. And you know what? I got him mad on about that. That's what I dealt with. My dad died of cancer, and he died from treatment.
Oh.
He but he smoked cigarettes,
Oh, yeah.
So, but he died from treatment. And, then that's my brother ended up committing suicide, which was real sad right after my dad died. He was on he was on pills. He was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. And the day after they diagnosed him, he took his own life, so that's my why.
I'm so sorry.
And, that was 45 years ago. And I'm still fighting, it doesn't ever go away. But I took my energy and put it towards what I'm doing. And that was a lifesaver for me.
Yes. Yes. Because again, it gives you hope.
Yeah.
Not for yourself, for somebody else.
Yeah. Me giving hope to other people gives me hope.
That's healing in itself.
It is. It's so much. Yeah. And a lot of people tell me, they go, well, my dad does what you do. One guy said, my dad goes into these oncology places and tells his story. I was like, wow, man, I said, that's what we do. I said, but we focus with cannabis, so it's a little bit edgy, but so what? We also work with bioresonance. I don't know if you've ever been involved with this. I got to show you the picture of this.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's
What
a
is
rife.
that?
That's a rife machine. That's a rife machine down there. That's a rife, and that's a generator that takes the rife and converts it from 6 or 8 volts to 150 through this plasma tube, and it kills bacteria, viruses, and parasites
In the air,
in your body.
in your body.
In your body. That's killing. What it does is it's treating the root cause, because all diseases, or at least 99% of all diseases, are caused because of viruses, bacteria, or parasites. Not all, but
Oh, wait a minute. Say that again.
so majority of disease is caused, the root cause of it, like a headache. A headache's not because your head hurts. Your headache's because usually your spine's just off or something like that, right? Or your shoulder's bad or something like
Right.
that. It's the headache is the symptom.
Right.
The bad shoulder's the root cause. Well, until you get that, what the big pharma does is they give you a pill to kill the pain to your headache. They didn't even think about this. If they go get this adjusted and it gets it fixed, guess what? Your headache goes away and it doesn't come back. That's the root cause. And that's what that machine does. If you're interested in, the guy's name was Royal Rife.
All right.
Royal Rife. Back in the early 30s, he created a plasma tube and a microscope, and he was able to identify the cancer cells. And then he was able to put this frequency into them, like an opera singer singing at a certain frequency, and it blows up the wine glass. And that was able to destroy the cells. And that's where this whole journey started. A month or two later, his lab was dismantled, and he was basically no longer allowed to tell anybody he did.
Oh, yeah. The dirty bastards found out about him.
And then they
didn't
killed Kennedy. So, yeah, it's
I'm
sad.
telling you, I try not to get all wrapped up in conspiracy, but damn,
Yeah, we've been living it for a long time.
we've been living it.
Hey, if you smoke weed, use this hemp rope too, by the way.
I do, darling. That's so marvelous. Show us. There you go. Yeah. That way, when you use a little hemp
hemp wick.
right, it saves you
clean.
from all that
It's cleaner.
flipping your bic and
I went and got a medical card in California when I lived out there, and the guy said most people that smoke weed die from the lighter. He goes, not many people die from smoking weed, but the reason they would is because of the lighter. Yeah, so people think about that. Yeah, less is better.
never a death on the planet due to cannabis.
No,
ever.
They're not attributed directly,
Thanks to peanuts.
which is amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
That's so awesome.
I love that. Well, tell us, Jim, and by the way, I'd love to talk to your partner that you said, I'd like to get him on this show. You just hook us up and let's get him on here.
Ryan Castle.
Story too.
Yeah, when you read the article, it's going to be Ryan Castle all over. He got interviewed. He was the main researcher, and he created a systematic AI type of a program that was able to go through and identify the positives versus the negatives. That was his whole systematic review.
Wow.
And to prove, and it just came out, he kept telling us during these, because I'm another thing that I'm a big fan of is microdosing psilocybin mushrooms.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, I've seen so many amazing results. I mean, amazing, of people waking out of a coma and saying hi to their family and then passing away gracefully without, morphine or anything like that, or all different types of things like that. So I do a little microdose 3 or 4 times a week, and it just gives me clarity. My vision is not that great. It's better with this. It's just allows me to concentrate a little better. I'm ADD'd up. I don't want to do any ADD pills. I did one time.
No, they're horrible.
Couldn't get off of them.
Yeah. Oh.
They wouldn't let me. They're like, you can't get off of them. No, I was just like, bullshit. And then you try to quit, and then the pharmaceutical companies they're the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world, CVS and Walgreens, don't let you go away.
I have been threatened in letter form that came in the mail from my doctor's office and insurance companies that if I don't go get the mammogram, my doctor will be forced to drop me.
Okay. Now you're hitting
me.
Now you're hitting home. Okay, this is what I got. I got this note from Cologuard because I went to my physical and the doctor said, "Are you going to go get a colonoscopy?" And I was like, "No." She goes, "Why not?" I said, "Because I don't want them cutting my polyps out. I'm basing it off of symptoms. Because if you go in there and you cut the polyps out, those polyps are built by your body to collect the toxins, not to be cut out. And you're opening them up and spilling them into my body. And it's like you're doing a biopsy. You don't need to do biopsies." So I said, so I didn't say anything. She just sent me this Cologuard deal. And they've been texting me every 3 days saying, "You got to go get it. You got to go get it." And then they sent me this deal. "A friendly reminder to complete your Cologuard. Don't forget to make screening for colon cancer all this crap." And it's a market. And because of all this marketing, it freaking proves to me that
it's big pharma insurance market.
It's a bunch of crap.
It is.
It's a bunch of crap, you know what I mean? And that's why we promote symptoms awareness. Is like, if there's a symptom, speak up, you know, but if not, you know, like you said, the mammogram squishes your breast. So what we do with Eric, early recognition is critical, is we have a breast self-exam education department. And that's really our main.
I saw that on your site.
It's amazing. We started in Uganda and it blew up, and we are in Kenya and then Venezuela. And it's just been amazing. And the guy that runs it, his name's Carmen. Carmen introduced me to this. He has a place in Croatia.
Oh.
So I went and visited him, and now I have a place in Croatia.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Eric and I bought some land over there, and we're building a little villa, and then we bought some land above it. We're looking at building. It's an environment that's the most beautiful in the freaking world. It is. The Adriatic Sea is so nice. It's so beautiful. Yeah, we're so fortunate to have had the wherewithal to go look at it, for one thing. And then,
no kidding.
Then he has had some opportunities, so we bought in, and then we bought into this next deal, and that, you know, I mean, it's like so awesome. Yeah, we're getting building permits, and it's kind of like, we call it blue pomelo, and the blue is obviously because it's blue as can be, but the pomelo means chill in the Dalmatian
blue island. Chill.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's kind of like the blue zone mentality. It's like, you know, quality of life. That's our mission statement at Whole Health Oncology, is quality of life, patient autonomy, and treating the root cause. The
blue zone you mentioned, I know about that. Tell our audience.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a show out on Netflix. The blue zones are mostly islands and places like San Diego, you know, that have this perfect climate, and it just that talks about people that are most of the centurions, people that live to healthy hundreds and
around the globe.
Around the globe.
Around the globe. People live to their hundreds without ailments.
There are. They treat everything with the food they eat, the exercise they get, the environment they associate, the community they build, you know, that people actually care about them.
Right. They are the example that we should follow.
Absolutely. And that's what we want to create over there with our blue pomelo. We're starting it off with olive oil because there's olive oil trees all over the island. And the oil is like the most medicinal in the world, based on a bunch of different things. But I'm working on a program that's going to be like a membership only, and we only ship once a year, right after the press. We're going to ship out, you know, by the leaders, and it'll only, like I said, a one-time shot. So keep an eye out there for that coming up. That should be happening before the press will happen in October or November of this year. And we'll have
Eric, you are an amazing mover and shaker. You are. Listen to the litany of projects you've got going.
Got a lot going on. Yeah.
Hey, I can't wait to find out what's going to be in your olive oil. You know,
We've-
what are the terpenes? What's the profile content?
I've already infused. I've infused it already. Yeah,
I bet you have.
an ounce of some indica to 2 cups of olive oil. I was just playing with it, and my mentor Jack Kungle. I don't know if you've ever heard of Jack Kungle. He's up in Canada. He's awesome. Check him out. I think it's jackkungle.com. But
How do you spell his last name?
Kungel.
Jack Kungle.
Kungel. Yeah, .com. And you can get on cancerplaybook.org. And Jack is one of our OGs. He's one of our people that I rely on. He's a 13-year cancer survivor, strictly cannabis, was told to go home and get his affairs in order. And he fought the government and fought everybody to be able to do this medicine. And then for years, he helped people do the same thing. And I got a hold of him. And there's a couple of people out there that are just amazing people.
Did you say he was Canadian?
He is in Canada. Yeah, he's just north of he's in Ontario, just north of Detroit. He's like an hour from my daughter's house.
Oh,
yeah. So
I'm just north of Detroit, about miles north of Detroit.
Probably
maybe I go visit Jack.
You should visit Jack. Jack is an amazing person. He's got Jack's Garage, and Jack's Garage, they play music, and it's such a fun,
I'm a musician. I need to go play music with Jack.
You need to go play music. You would love Jack. Yeah,
I bet I would.
He's got great stories, and he's the big initiator of getting patient-reported outcomes going for me. You know, we talked about it, and he was convinced it was a great idea, and so we started there. And then the research came later. I didn't even know I really needed it, and you know, I probably could have done it without it. But now that we've done this article and it got so much traction, it went viral. You know, we had more than 1 billion eyes on it. It just got so much. God. Yeah. What the hell?
I'm not surprised, but I'm really excited about it. You know, I run in the medical cannabis circles with some of those cannabis scientists, you know.
Oh yeah.
Cody Peterson, Ethan Dr. Justin Sulak, Megan Bang.
I love it.
Mo Smith, those people. And
I love it.
I'm not a medical professional. I'm, you know, not a doctor or scientist or anything like that.
I'm not either.
They just allowed me to, you know, come sit at their feet and learn, which I'm.
For you. Well, you're willing to learn, and that makes a big difference right there.
It really does.
Hey, I also worked with the Institute of Cannabis Research out of Pueblo, Colorado.
The Institute of Cannabis Research.
Yeah. It's a
ICR.
ICR.
The ICR, right.
Yeah, I went to a event in Denver, and it was awesome. It had over 75 researchers. And the SEC is actually doing an event in Denver this year. You should come.
I would love that.
It's in October 24th and 25th. Go to the Society of Cannabis Clinicians website. You can sign up and join us. I'm going to be a big part of it. We're doing a big wine tasting and charcuterie board happy hour. We're also
that's going to be fun.
We're doing that. We're sponsoring that, but we're also helping put together a field trip on Thursday, the 23rd, where you can come join the 420 bus. No shit.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and go to a grow, an extraction, and a dispensary. You can get the full vertical integration with all these clinicians that have probably never really experienced it, but they're promoting it, right? That's freaking pretty cool. Yeah.
I love that idea. That
was my idea.
That's a great idea. Of course, you're the idea guy.
Yeah.
What I try to do is help elders understand how to use cannabis safely and effectively. The ones who are so afraid of it, and who are so afraid of the high because they're afraid of falling. And they know that if they get woozy on THC, they're going to fall and break a hip. And there goes their life as they know it.
Yeah.
And so those are the people I target.
Awesome.
And I would love, to somehow get them to come to events like this.
Oh my gosh.
Understand.
Or at least watch it on Zoom. And we could just, with AI, you could take a show and break it down into what you really want to show them and let them just kind of get their 10 or 15 minutes worth of glory out of it. What do you think about suppositories?
So my friend and business affiliate, Megan Bing, who is a nurse and has her BSN and also her master's in medical cannabis therapies.
Okay.
Her brother is a PharmD, and they're partnered, and they create these amazing products.
Oh my God.
And they created what she calls a cooter shooter. And so it was really created for women having terrible menstrual pain, alleviating all of that inflammation.
I heard that's amazing.
What I found out is that women are using it right after hard banging sex for that most intimate space that inflames, terribly.
Yeah.
For all that action.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You never known anybody
on the way, right?
Yeah, I've never known anybody to talk about using a product that will help that most intimate area of a woman.
Yeah.
And it's
safely.
Just amazing.
Safely,
Yes, I believe in suppositories and everything I hear about them. It says they're amazing and that they are incredibly effective.
Yeah, and I've been a big fan of them. And what we're doing our study on right now is to find out why you don't get high as you do. You could do a whole gram suppository and you don't get as high as if you did a whole gram and sublingually. There's something about.
Really? Is it real? Is it real THC or is it THCA?
Yeah, no, THC. Same. Becco with the carrier oil. What we're trying to determine.
Well, it's bypassing the liver, right?
It's bypassing the liver. It is. So what's up with that? I mean, there's something about it. And if you do sublingually, it bypasses the liver. Some of it goes down your throat, so that goes into the liver. But when it's under your tongue, I've always heard that goes straight to your bloodstream, not to your liver. I don't know all that. I mean,
that's right. What you said is right, but
who's
some
the expert on that?
You said will go down into Anyway,
on that shit.
I got to ask you this. I've been using a terpene that is often found in cannabis. It's called beta-caryophyllene.
Okay, I love terpenes.
Good. And so this particular terpene acts like a cannabinoid on your receptor system.
Okay.
Because it's so hard for me to get consistent product up here in recreational Michigan, I use this terpene product by Dr. Philip Blair, who put it in a liposomal form. So those liposomes are like little Cheerios that you put a drop of cannabis in, and then it all goes into your body and disperses better.
Yeah, make it bioavailable and everything.
It makes it more bioavailable. Exactly. So what I found is that it really helps not only my neuropathy in my fingers and the, arthritis, but oh my glory, it just calms down anxiety like crazy. And I had no idea I was.
And no THC?
No THC, just that one terpene. So
I met a guy, terpenes, let's talk about that.
Okay, because Dr. Blair talks about the studies that are going on about cancers and beta-caryophyllene, and this is why I want you to connect these dots. I would love to introduce you to Dr. Blair and get the two of you together so that he can show you what he's got.
And we're going to be sharing a lot of contacts.
Yes.
I can tell, and that's what it's all about. I'm a networker.
Yes, it is.
And I'm not even sure how we met. I'm really not.
I'm not either. I know that you're friends with JJ O'Brien.
Yeah.
Okay, so me too. And she was just recently on my show not too very long ago. So but I don't know how we met, but I love that we did.
Yeah, me too. So I met a guy at MJ BizCon, and he owned a terpene company there. It's called Lab Effects in Golden, Colorado. Okay. And I went over to talk to him, and he said his dad was dying of cancer and he wanted to try something different that would help him. And he started with terpenes and it helped him. And so he started this company around it. And I was like, dude, this is amazing. So I got he sent me some samples, and this one is called the Oncology Blend.
Ooh, whoa, just call it out. Okay.
I know. Yeah. The other one is called Pain.
What's in it?
I've got the reports. I'd have to dig them up and exactly which one is in there. Yeah.
Can't wait to find out.
Yeah, I can send you this report here doesn't, but the guy Hunter that's part of this company, if anybody's interested, Lab Effects.
Lab.org or .com.
I don't know what the it's labeffects.com.
Okay.
Lab Effects, exactly like that .com. info@labeffects.com will get you right into it. I worked with a guy, Hunter. Hunter's very, very supportive and educational in terms of if you need some help on that. We incorporated these terpenes into our FECO program in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. God,
Yeah.
there's so much I need to. I'm just going to have to do a whole research project on you and all your projects.
A meta-analysis.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I may need another actuarial scientist to help me with this project.
Man, just to dissect my shit. Yeah, thank
That's
you.
right.
Please send it to me when you're done, too. So
I will.
So we both know. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a natural born starter. You know, I'm not that I'm scared to finish stuff, but I try to surround myself with people that can finish stuff for me. You know.
Well, that's what a great idea guy does, honey. Creates the ideas and has the, little worker bees do the rest.
Yeah, take care of the rest and make it happen.
Of
yeah,
course.
And I enjoy that, and I continually start new stuff every day. And one of Warren Buffett's favorite quotes of mine is that entrepreneurs need to say no to things throughout the day, all day, every day, to be able to allow themselves to say yes to the things that really matter in their life.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Jim, tell us how we can get in touch with you and let our audience find you if they want to discuss more personal and private information with you and how to get help.
Yeah, the best way to go is to cancerplaybook.org.
Okay.
Go there and do what you need to do. And there's an area there to contact us and go through that channel. That way I won't be the only one, because one of the reasons we are starting this program was the two of our OGs are in their 70s. Jack was one of them. Jack no longer helps patients out. He just helped them so much. I think that honestly what happened was his blood pressure got really high and he couldn't do it anymore. It's hard. People don't listen. People die.
That's right.
People die, and that's kind of what you're dealing with. And that's what that's why we want to work with dogs too. We're trying to look for patterns that help us, ultimately prevent cancer.
Right.
And we know what helps is fill your endocannabinoid system up with good quality cannabis. Period.
I have watched my friends die because even though they may have smoked a little pot, they didn't take it seriously.
Yeah,
they used it recreationally. They didn't use it medicinally. They didn't know. They wouldn't research. They wouldn't look. They just left it all up to, big pharma and big medicine, and then they died.
Yeah.
I have other friends who have had strokes and heart attacks and cancers and tumors, and they are still alive because they went to FECO or RSO or whatever they did, or they terpenes, they went to other plant therapies, mushrooms, all of it.
Yeah, just be proactive. Patient autonomy.
There it is. Patient autonomy. I've been using that word for the last year after I realized what it meant and applied it to my own healthcare.
Yeah, and homeostasis is a big one we use a lot too, because people don't even know what that is. And really, it's like clearing your body out so your body can do what it does. That's all you're doing is get out of its way and make it stronger and like encourage it, right?
Yes.
To be good. It's like instead of the opposite of eating shit and getting, I like alcohol. I have a wine cellar in my house. Do you like wine?
Oh, champagne is my drink, but I got to say, I stopped drinking about a year or so ago.
Wow.
I feel like I need it.
Good for you. I'm going to take you for a little tour.
Oh, I'd love to show me your wine cellar.
So you walk up and there's a little door just out of nowhere, Used to be a patio outside. I don't have a big house here. And
Oh my
here we are.
glory.
Yeah.
And I'll bet those are from all around the world too.
All around the world. This is a variety of wines on this side. And then starting here these are family wines that I've been making and buying juice and private labeling. Like this is a Garancer family wine. And this is all Garancer family wine.
Good giggly wiggly. When did you start doing wine? 2014.
Yeah, and I don't really currently see got the refrigeration unit. It stays, as you can see, it stays at 55 degrees. It's pretty sweet.
Jim, what is that piece hanging on your wall?
This rug is one of the coolest ass rugs in the world. This is from Morocco, and it's made by the Beni Warine tribe. Look them up, man. Look at this.
That is beautiful.
I invested in a museum. I thought it was like a store, but it turned into a museum. So for my money, I got 3 of these, and I can't tell you how much they could be worth. They could be worth $100,000. I don't know.
They're glorious.
They are. They made them in the Andes Mountains to protect their families when it snowed, because it has that. They would wrap it around them, and this would be on the outside. And then when they would shake, it would shake the snow off.
Oh my goodness!
But they're made with like silk. It's amazing. Can you see that?
It's beautiful.
It's handmade by, it's over 100 years old now for sure. And I've got a couple of them.
I've been up in the Andes Mountains too. My husband and I sailed in the Caribbean for about 5 years on our own vessel, and went to Venezuela and took a trip up to the mountains and just had a ball. I got a couple of treasures like that myself. That's why I noticed yours.
Good for you. That's a good spot. That's
yeah.
You know what it is? It's a stoner rug, man. I mean,
yeah.
every stoner. Well, look at that. I didn't even notice this. Like, there's my other one right there.
I saw that's what I saw on the outside of the door that made me ask about your other.
That's the one. And I'll get you a quick up close and personal with this one. It's just a little different.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the patterns are different family patterns too.
It's got silk in there and just
wow.
Yeah, the whole and how long it takes them to do each one. It just
oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
It is. Yeah, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of those for sure. Yeah. Well, gosh, what's next for you?
So I've started doing some, I'm about to start doing some live in-person events around my neck of the woods up here, and try to get the locals involved in more of an educational program. And I'm about to publish my first book. So I'm really tickled about that, because it's already been peer reviewed by a bunch of the medical professionals that I hang out with in the, in the industry. And I'm really tickled to be productive in moving this forward.
I got the best PR company in the world.
You do?
Grasslands.
Out
of Colorado.
How apropos.
They're a cannabis-based group, and they're all ex-journalists, and they're awesome. They did what they did for us.
Oh,
it was awesome, and I'd love to introduce you to them. They're so efficient. I told them from the very beginning, I said, you guys are freaking awesome, man. The way they come in and there's like do. And so I converted the normal menu, because they wanted like a 6-month deal. I was like, no, we're going to do a 2-month deal. And we're going to front load it. We did it all in 2 weeks, but they blew it up like crazy. That's what I wanted. And they didn't want to do it at first. And then when they realized what was happening, they realized, holy shit, we caught fire, because Guardian, we had a embargo, and we sent it to like New York Times and a couple others, and Guardian grabbed it immediately. So we thought, okay, we got something here.
Yeah.
This is big. And they didn't post the first day. They waited till Friday to see what happened. And after they saw the momentum going without them, they jumped on, and it just went freaking bonkers at that point, man. People were hitting me up saying, look what just came up on my Apple News, this story. We were trending everywhere. We were number 10 on Guardian that day.
Oh my gosh.
most read articles and shit were like,
What an exciting
it was pretty
thing.
cool. And then I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
The thing about it is I funded it. That's why there's not enough research. There's not enough people doing this right now. We need more people with money coming up, showing up, and if you got your own business, you got money. Bring some money to the table and help us do more research. Because right now they're not funding government because you can't. Federally illegal drugs don't get, and it's ridiculous. They know the medical.
Do you think the political guy in charge is going to change anything?
RFK?
Whoever
I hope so.
Whoever it takes.
I hope
to sign the damn paper.
I would. Jesus, why not? Right at this point, and and I hope our paper. A group up in Colorado heard about what we were doing, and they were part of the reclassification group, a big coalition, and so they had about 10 researchers working on a project to get ready for the deal. So they talked to us, and I let them talk to my lead researcher Ryan. And right during the call, the guy looked over at his assistant and said, "Hey, call all those 10 researchers and tell them to quit doing what they're doing. We don't need them. We already got it." And we literally had everything they needed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's also what we do is we provide third-party research. So if you know somebody that wants to do a big research project on this, or you got a grant or something like that, reach out to us and we can talk on a personal, private basis how we can help you manage and become your third-party research department.
Good. I can't wait to introduce you to some of my friends.
Bring it on. You let them read the article, see if they like what our style is, and see what we're getting ready to publish another one.
Well, Jim, I love your world. It is so exciting, and
it's fun.
I'm so grateful to meet you and to understand what you're doing to help the cannabis industry and the public at large. It's just amazing, really.
Thank you. You too. I really think we got some good synergy, and we should work together.
Definitely.
Share some. Break some bread sometime?
Yeah. All of that. Some bread, some wine, some cannabis, all of it. Okay. And we'll have some amazing stories to tell as well.
Right on.
All right. Well, we're going to get together. I'm thrilled that you're coming up here to Michigan sometime, and we're going to stay in touch.
How can I watch this? How can I watch this event?
I'm sorry.
Where can I see this? Where would you post this?
So this is going to come out in probably a couple of weeks. I will send you a link to this episode.
Okay.
I've been podcasting for 6 years now. I'm really proud of that.
Good for you.
Yeah, there's not too many cannabis podcasts that have lasted that long. So
no,
I'm really tickled.
You're really lucky, and maybe you can. One thing we can work together on. We have a podcast that I need to fire back up, and it's called Feck Off Friday.
Okay.
FECOFF.
Say it again. Spell it again.
FECOFF. Feck Off Friday.
I love it.
So it's pretty much dogging people on how stupid they are about doing stuff, and it's fun to do. And we did it for a year, and it's just hard. I did it every week live, so.
Dude, I know it's not easy.
It's not easy. No, I just thought I got to a point where I was like, you kept asking the same people over and over again, And
yeah. Well, that's why I love this this tribe that I'm in. This medical professional tribe that just tolerates me. Really.
Yeah, you bet. I can see you being a force to be reckoned with. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm a big package.
No, keep it going. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been such a delight, and I look forward to a long and happy friendship with you and playing some projects together. This has just been really a delight for me, and I'm sure for my audience too. Honey, you have really given them some hope.
Awesome.
Some real hope.
Awesome.
And so we're going to make sure that everybody, in my world hears about you, and I'll be in touch real soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thanks for
You too. Take care. Mwah to all of you.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
You've been listening to another Cannabis Truth podcast with 21st century cannabis shaman Honey Smith Walls. Using cannabis mindfully as medication is a different concept in Western healthcare philosophy, specifically over the past century. There's a lot to learn and reconsider. The scientific truth of cannabis is finally getting out and is wide open for all to see at respected medical sites like the National Library of Medicine at pubmed.gov and the Journal of American Medical Association at JAMAnetwork.com. We here at the Cannabis Truth Podcast are right there in the thick of it, alongside the titans of medicine, as a fly on the wall. We are not doctors, nor did we go to medical school, but we have taken dozens of private cannabis courses and still engage in continuing education offered by expert cannabis scientists. Over the past few years, we slowly began to see and understand the bigger picture. Now we hear from people all day long about cannabis. It is so important to use verifiably safe products. The process of getting a diagnosis from your family doctor and taking your records to a cannabis specialist can lead you to the correct cannabinoid therapy for your specific issues. Otherwise, you're simply your own guinea pig looking for answers without the foundational knowledge or ability to determine your best strategy. To find a qualified cannabis expert in your area, visit cannabisclinicians.org. This is a national society of cannabis experts. Look for the link in the show notes. Unless otherwise proven by a reputable third-party lab test, please regard all street weed as contaminated. It may do grave harm to a patient with a delicate immune system who already has inflammatory issues like arthritis, IBS, fibromyalgia, or worse. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you find value and understanding through the conversations you've heard on this podcast.